Hey, and welcome to a special Nintendo Direct segment here on Connectivity. And we're also doing this on YouTube, so you can watch this on the NWR exclusive account as we talk over the Nintendo Direct. I'm NWR's director, Neil Ronahan, and with me is our news editor, Patrick Barnett.
For a second, I thought you were going to say Neil World Report or something like
Neil
that.
World Report. It is, I mean, if only my middle name started with W,
Yeah.
then would be good.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got Patrick, or Trick, as the cool kids call him. And we
Yeah.
also have Tyler Olu, our features editor.
Hey, I don't call him Trick. No,
Yeah.
I'm not cool, I guess.
So yeah, what we're gonna do is watch the Nintendo Direct video, and we will talk over it as we watch it. So there is Iwata with Mario and Luigi, which is getting kind of ridiculous at this point.
They've been using those mascots far too often for like little gags and these
but then
videos.
they do this stuff where like they're all wearing the gloves. I just feel like Iwata's sitting around like preparing this comedy routine. Like he probably goes home at night and tells his wife about how, oh, I got all these good ideas for the next Direct. We need to do another one. That's why we get like 2 or 3 in a row sometimes.
I just love Luigi's reactions in the background.
And Mario's all pissed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what were your guys' expectations going into this?
For me, I think, there's, this weird thing that happens where, of course people get excited, and then there's people that are like, it's gonna be nothing, and then there's people who are like, I'm cool, I'm gonna tell people just to take it easy and act like I have some insider knowledge and be like, there's not gonna be anything, don't get too excited. So it's like, I was like, oh, whatever. I don't know really what to expect anymore. Like, oh my god. Yeah, Patrick, off to you.
Well, well, I see now we're just kind of getting into this Mario and Luigi here, and this is kind of what I was really hoping to see because I really, really love the Mario and Luigi series.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I loved seeing like
more
the
information
kind of
on this
intro
was
to it.
exactly what I wanted.
Yeah. And we know that probably by the time you are watching this or listening to this, definitely, Carmine and Aaron got to play the game. And all I heard, Aaron told me it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
He'll say more than that in his impressions, but that's what we know so far.
I was telling you earlier, Neil, that when they first showed this, I think it was back at the February Direct, that I wasn't really a huge fan of the art style. It just kind of struck me the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I watched the 3D trailer today on my 3DS, and it's way more impressive, I think, in 3D. It has that effect where everything kind of smooths out, and it just looks a whole lot nicer in 3D.
Yeah. And actually, the stuff that they're kind of showing now, because they showed like a weird perspective on a Bros move. That's something that I think is really cool from what we've seen about this game.
Yeah.
Is
The
that
series really hasn't changed that much in that aspect.
Yeah, but like
for a
look at
while.
like they're using the propeller thing, and that's a battle where like
Yeah.
you're using the gyroscope and you're doing timed button presses, and it just seems like they're kind of doing something a little bit new with the battle. I don't know if this is, that might just be a Bros move or something, but still, it's cool that they're doing different things than just keeping that side view perspective and doing timed hits.
But the side view perspective will still be there, though, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, and all the stuff with the multiple Luigis is really funny. I like coming up soon is Luigi Katamari, where just rolling. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
I know people are really excited about how it does like 3 digits of damage. They're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Mario and Luigi series is big leagues now.
Yep. Instead of like Paper Mario, where it's like you did 2 hit points, you just defeated Bowser. He had
No.
10.
I had
some
a friend
point
who
in
had
the
such a
distant
hang-up.
At some point in the distant future, it's going to be like Final Fantasy. By the end of the game, you're going to be doing like 99,000 damage.
Yeah, that always rang false with me with a lot of games where it just seemed like they threw on extra digits.
Yeah,
Oh, there's
like-
Luigi. Maybe he just stuck his tongue in Iwata's ear. We don't know.
Well,
It's just so dumb.
Like it's really like I feel like there's like they probably have comedy writers.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear like, some guy who writes for The Onion is like, I got a job with Nintendo in Japan. I'm going out there to work on Nintendo Direct.
oh yeah, baby.
Yeah, I can't wait for Mario Golf, and especially they're gonna talk about the asynchronous stuff in a little bit, and oh man.
Do you think that means like legit asynchronous, like you take a shot, your bud takes a shot, or was it like a course? Or
I mean, it seemed like it's the kind of thing where like
if it was hole to hole, that'd be awesome.
I don't know if it's necessarily hole to hole, but maybe I'm using the term incorrectly because of my lack of knowledge of
Well,
owning.
it can mean like lots of different things. I was
Yeah,
just
but
thinking of like where you like take turns like back and forth, but it seems like it's gonna be like, oh, your buddy scored. Like it'll just tell you, it'll be like, oh, your
yeah,
friend scored, -2 on this hole. What can
yeah,
you do? Which
yeah.
is cool.
Like
Which
that's
is cool.
I've been playing, or I played a lot of Hot Shots Golf on Vita, and this seems kind of very similar to it.
Yeah, yeah. One thing that I
Um,
hope they do is I played a lot of the PS3 one like a few years ago, and they had like worldwide tournaments, and it was like timed, so you can make your own
yeah,
tournaments and have them go whatever. But otherwise, or you would join, or you'd be like it'd be like come back in like half an hour, and you can play in the tournament with other people, and it was really really smart. It worked really really well, and it was weird to like wait around, but like you could actually be like, well, I know I'm going to be home at 8 o'clock, so it was pretty cool.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm really excited to see how communities work on that because
Hmm.
to me, I feel like Mario Golf could be a little more, I guess, long tailed than stuff like Mario Kart because it is a lot more of a passive game.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
I
I
think it's
just,
gonna do really well with, say, like tournaments and stuff like that, where
yeah,
it's built over time with a community, where you actually have high scores with your friends.
I really like golf, guys. And I know Patrick, you're the same way as me, where we both
Yeah.
play it from time to time. But I really dug Hot Shots Golf on Vita, and I've always loved the Mario Golf games even more so than Hot Shots Golf. So
Oh,
if
most definitely. Hot Shots Golf
the,
got weird and like got it gets like super weird and racial sometimes. Like it's like, oh,
yeah,
I'd rather just play with Toad than this like weird like romantic Hispanic guy that's
yeah,
like
or like this
freaking me
really
out.
big buff black Mr. T looking fellow.
Yeah, yeah, and like your slob of a caddy. It's so
Now
gross.
this is a kind of weird thing because it says summer 2013, which I mean we got an exact date for Mario and Luigi Dream Team. It's coming out on August 11th, but we didn't get anything for Mario Golf. But I think it's still got a very good chance of coming out in July in North America because
I think it
they're
does too. I think it's a
yeah
case of they're waiting until they can solidify a worldwide release date because that seemed to
yeah
be their focus there.
yep. But then again, because Mario and Luigi is coming out in July in the other two regions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
exactly. That's what I was
that's
gonna
why I think Mario Golf might be August for the other regions and July for North America. But that might just be wishful thinking on my end.
Well, we're on Mario Party
say. Yeah.
3DS here.
As soon as I
Yeah.
saw those fools throwing that dice around, I was like, "Here comes Mario Party." And I hate to be a hater. It's just like I know what am I going to be able to play multiplayer with this, and I'm not going to
Yeah.
be able to. So
Well, you
I'm
were
not
not there
interested.
at PAX for the Mario Party shenanigans, so.
Yeah.
I would have
I
loved
mean,
it, man.
it's
I really want to
actually
play 9.
it's way different than 9 because 9 did some things that changed the series, and this is just kind of like it's like the old ones again.
Yeah. Although the each map with their own unique features seems
Yeah.
kind of different. Although I guess Mario Party 8 kind of did that. I remember the one where you like buy properties and stuff in Mario Party
Yeah.
8.
But I mean, this game seems a lot more like a sequel to 8 than 9,
Yeah.
because 9 was so drastically different.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm kind of excited for this, and if they throw in online, I don't know if that's something I would play all the time, but it's something that I would be interested enough in to play.
Yeah, yeah. If it was online, like then I would be down. But if it's not, like, and I hate to be that kind of person. I don't like when people are like, "Why isn't this online?" But with Mario Party, like, I just don't. The experience doesn't work for me in single player. Like, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Do we
No, I
know
mean,
if it's definitely going to be local multiplayer for sure,
I
right?
would assume
Is it going to
there's
be
just no multiplayer in it at all. That's
is it
what
going to
it's
be
gonna
download play? Like that's the question
I
I
would
want to know.
assume that's what DS was, and
Okay.
this seems kind of in line with what DS was. So
Without that, I can't imagine gathering 4 friends that all bought Mario Party.
yeah,
I hope-
not
I
even
really
at
hope
PAX
it's,
would that be easy to find.
Yeah.
I hope it's download play and everyone has to play like Yoshi or like Toad, and it becomes like the most confusing.
Yeah,
thing
they have
ever.
that. They are mini games too.
Yeah, that looks really
Um,
sweet.
That I'm glad to use AR cards. I'll have to find mine. It was funny. I was at a Street Pass event last weekend where some guy was trying to sell his AR cards because he's like, I don't use them.
Well, now he is.
Yeah. There's Luigi bowing. I definitely. I mean, I still am just floored by the Iwata shtick throughout all these things.
He didn't do anything too ridiculous this time. Like
Yeah.
he's done far worse before.
Yeah, it's more the people around him.
Yeah.
Oh, in his mouth, Luigi.
Yeah. And then, yeah, new Super Luigi U, which is coming out in June in Japan, and it's just the nebulous summer in other regions. But this is 82 new levels in New Super Mario Brothers U that are apparently hard as balls because you only have 100 seconds to go through them.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. That caught me by surprise, and like just the look of them is crazy. But
Yeah.
if it's hard, then it really multiplayer missing is a big factor. And I know my wife not enjoying it, and this difficulty looks pretty crazy. I know I'll enjoy it, but I really like this series as something that people that got lost with the 3D Mario's can come back to. So I think that's kind of disappointing.
Yeah.
But it's completely optional, and she had her fill probably. But I just think it's too bad that people may not be able to enjoy this that should be able to.
It does. I mean, just as a fan of Mario and platformers, this just looks really, really great, and I love
I love
how Luigi animates with his little bit of differences, where he has the wobbly jump and kind of slips around. It just looks really nice in this art style, which is probably the first time I've ever said that something looks really nice in this art style. And it's not that I hate the art style, but it's just like there's something a little sterile, a little bit about it, and I think Luigi kind of helps make it look a little more animated. And I love the logo.
Yeah, that's just, I thought it was like really dumb, and then I was like, oh, well, it grows on me, and I like that it looks like spray paint or something. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
But yeah, it was a pretty awesome beginning, and then I mean we haven't really gotten to the amazing stuff yet.
Yeah.
Are you guys down for the Donkey Kong Country Returns 3D
absolutely.
action?
Yeah. I've been like flip-flopping back and forth, and after after watching this, I'm kind of want it because I didn't finish Donkey Kong Country Returns on Wii, and this one just kind of looks like I'd play it.
Yeah,
I think it's
here.
more of a timing issue where I didn't play the other one because I didn't play a lot of games back when it came out.
I know. I basically wrote a blog post on the website where I talked about how it came out when the Wii finally started getting old for me. So I can't imagine how everyone else must have felt because I was super into the Wii for like 4 years. And it seemed like the rest of the world was in it for about 15 minutes.
If I remember, the Wii version came out right after Kirby's Epic Yarn.
Yeah, it was that same holiday season.
And I think I was a little platformered out at that point because I 100%ed Epic Yarn.
Who 100%? Oh my god, I can't believe you 100% that game. That's crazy. Good for you. That's awesome.
I got to like 95%.
I can't even bother. I think I have like a disgusting amount of hours with that, like playing with my daughter. But by no means am I 100%ing it like ever. Oh my god.
Yeah. So what do you guys think about this easy mode?
I'm cool with it. I finished the first one, but I know I had a hard time. I definitely had a hard time towards the end, and I just like this more. Just I don't know. Like I can get some. It might be easier to get someone else to play. I might check it out just to get through it again because I've already beaten it, and I just would like to get through it and play the new content because of course there's new content.
But you have to beat the entire.
But you have to play the whole game again. Yeah. So like that's happened with me with Mutant Mudds now. Like I'm like, oh, I am not going to play the granny
Deluxe
stuff.
In Mutant Mudds Deluxe. I think the granny stuff is unlocked in the beginning.
That would be amazing.
I'm 90% sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Because I asked, and I didn't really get an answer. So, but that sounds good. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, but I mean, this looks really good because I forgot kind of how beautiful this game looks.
God. It's amazing. And I like the new items just to make things easier for you and stuff like that. As long as they don't lock anything out by playing the easier difficulty, like that's totally fine. I don't know if they really would do that, but it's it's not like it hasn't happened before. So.
I also do love the way that Iwata kind of words it, where he basically says like, "Hey, you're a pussy if you play this mode. You could really play the game on this."
Word for word from his mouth. Right there.
Iwata just starts like throwing down rhymes. He's just like Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Do you think you're going to be able to switch between the new and original mode on the fly?
Actually, if you look at the text in the video, I kind of zoomed in on it. It says you can't.
Oh, okay.
But all these new worlds, there's going to be, all the 8 new levels. I'm kind of excited to see it also because it'll be Monster Games making some platforming levels after porting the game over, which seems interesting to me.
Yeah, hopefully it means something. Hopefully it is a sign of something to come. Like that would be
I think
cool.
there's a very good chance that if this sells well and if the new content is well received and the port's good, I think we'll see Monster Games making a Donkey Kong Country Returns 2.
I'm like learning new stuff here. I had no idea you could feed that guy peanuts and that would make him pause. Oh my god.
Neither did I.
Doing? That's amazing.
May 24th. I'm super stoked for this game.
I was so nervous because here in Canada it's like a holiday, like maybe in the States too, like May 2/4 weekend. But it's something weird where it's like it's actually
Memorial Day.
the weekend before or something. Like, yeah, so. Ugh.
It's the Friday.
Yeah,
actually.
it's something. Yeah, I know it's not. It so basically doesn't affect the game coming out.
All right, so here's the first of many megatons. Yoshi's Island 3DS, which I guess is kind of Yoshi's Island 3. I've seen some people refer to it as that, but I think right now it's Yoshi's Island on 3DS. And the art style has been kind of controversial so far. What do you guys think about it?
I like it.
I do too.
I don't know. I guess it's like an I don't care approach. I guess that's kind of like how I live. Like I don't really want to be like, oh my god, it makes me sick. It looks terrible. What are they doing? This is all just for nostalgia. But I don't really. When I watched it originally, it was just my phone, so I didn't know. Now I'm watching it a bit bigger, and it looks like a weird almost like really old CG renders or something. Like there's something
it looks like kind of a mixture between like every style of Yoshi game over the past like 15 years.
It makes me think a lot more of story, but so I don't know, it's weird. But by no means would it make me not play it, but I do think it looks weird. I don't feel that way about the other stuff shown off today. I think everything else looks like beautiful, but this looked weird to me.
Yeah, I mean I like it because it kind of marries that like watercolor paintings of the Super Nintendo one, and then kind of brings in more modern character designs that it looks almost like a new Super Yoshi's Island.
It definitely makes me think of New Super Mario U because of those crazy backgrounds where you're like, that has a pretty hot fucking background.
Yeah, and, can we just play there?
Yeah.
So Mario and Donkey Kong Minis on the Move is coming out May 9th, and I'm on board for this. It kind of looks like Pipe Dream, and I love me some Pipe Dream when I was younger.
Is the only thing it really has in this game these pipes? Like, is that the main game?
There are 4 different game modes from what they said, and there's like 180 levels.
I'm definitely more on board because it's not that other style that was like being done to death. That it really lost me. I really did not like it.
I played the DSiWare one and really loved it, and almost got the most recent DS one, and then realized it was like the same damn thing. I was like, no, I'm good.
How many of those did they release on DS? It was like
2, and then the DSiWare one.
Okay. I think I have the first DS one, and I didn't get any of the others because I just didn't want to replay it. But this looks like a change of pace. So,
yeah, I'm excited for it, and we'll be playing it in about 3 weeks. But yeah, we're getting
still going on on this Mario game.
Really,
when it came up, I lost. I do. I don't know. There's something about it where I don't really care, but it's cool. Like right now, they're showing that you can share levels and stuff like that, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. I think maybe they had something like that before.
They actually did. On the DSiWare one, I know for a fact that they had you could share levels online and make your own.
I like these mini games too.
Yeah.
Like the actual.
I think there's maybe only 4 mini games. I don't know. They have like a fact sheet for it out and about. Well, we made it 17 minutes without a lull, and now we've hit it. But this is also like the lull of the Nintendo Direct. Just a point where we kind of just went over the Wii U stuff, which is honestly kind of still disappointing.
Well, to be fair, the loading times is very, very much improved.
It's still the most ridiculous video in the world because you're like, wow, it's that bad that like that really long loading time is still way better. Like, it's still atrocious. It's still like 5 to 10 seconds.
And this little infographic with like the 2 HD things, at first I was like, oh my god, what is this cool new add-on for the Wii U?
Yeah.
I got excited, and I was like, oh, it's so I can switch stuff.
I do like this, though, that you can install software while you're playing other games, and it also will download and install like updates. And also, I think the wording was that like if you start downloading a game, then it'll download when you turn the system off too, which is great.
I'm mostly really excited about being able to, or it just does the updates for me because I'm tired of a whole bunch of the eShop games, especially because they update and I don't really know about it, and then when I go back to it weeks later,
Yeah, this stuff was all like it was okay. Like I've experienced it elsewhere, and the only thing the update thing is cool until there's that one update where people are like, "Oh my god, don't it breaks your system, don't update your system," and you're like, "Oh, it already did."
I
overnight
do
was
like
the same.
how you can boot directly to Wii mode too, because I was reviewing Pandora's Tower recently, and
Oh yeah.
having to use my Wii U for it was obnoxious because it would take so long to just get to that point.
Mm.
I have to say, from the Virtual Console games, which that's coming out with the system update next week, it kind of harshed my buzz a lot because a
Oh
lot of
yeah.
these games I have no interest in playing.
Yeah, I was really like watching. I was like, "Oh, now they're going to Miiverse. They're not going to show any other titles. It's all going
Yeah,
to be the same stuff." And a
yeah.
lot of NES stuff like we've had played a million times, and like the like Super Metroid. And you're like, "Yeah, but like I'm going to get that for
We
30
knew we
cents
were
next
getting
month."
that.
Yeah, so
I
it's
mean, they have
disappointing.
Kirby's Adventure we know about.
But the only thing I can remain hopeful for is
Kirby
like if this is
Superstar.
like if it's like a week thing where they're going to update it the week after, then maybe I can get excited for that. Like if they
Yeah.
just want to show the launch day stuff, that's cool. Maybe the next week there'll be more, but probably not.
I can't get too optimistic.
Yeah.
But Super Mario World, I would totally spend $1.50 on
Yeah.
updating my
You
version
know what?
of that.
I don't think I even got it on mine. I think I was crazy and didn't buy it. So, but I'll totally
I'm pretty
pay the full
sure I
price.
got all the 2D Mario games that were available on
I
my
think that, I
Virtual
think
Console.
World was the only one I didn't get. I don't know why. Maybe if it
I
was
didn't
like,
get that one because I own it like 3 other ways already.
Yeah, I will often rebuy Mario games just because I like them, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
part of the problem. I know. I could care less about Wii U Panorama View.
It was my favorite E3 demo though.
Well, that's I think
So
that
this
says more
geisha
about
one,
E3.
I think Patrick really liked this weird geisha one going on
Yeah.
a date.
I mean, it was a really cool effect, but it's just something that it'll never be anything more than that looks kind of interesting.
The fact that they're charging $2 for every single
Yeah.
tour, I wonder if they're going to be more like long experiences, like a 30-minute actual tour through a city or something
Maybe.
like
I mean,
that.
maybe that will be cool. That might be this kind of thing that I show my parents, and I think that's kind of the intent of it.
Like, I think it'd be cool if you could just go to like a city and then sit down and then just kind of walk around for 30 minutes and have someone talk to you while
Yeah.
you're doing it.
Well, here's some news. Pikmin 3 actually has a release date, August 4th.
Unreal. So
Yeah, it's coming out in July in Japan. And I love how they have this whole, like, we fooled you guys. It's like, no, you didn't. We all knew there was, like, some weird pink flying Pikmin there.
It's the first thing everyone saw.
You
Oh
guys
my
took
god!
9
Don't
months.
say this, guys. It totally surprised me. I was like, "Oh my god! How did I not notice that before? Where have I been since like a
But-
year ago?"
The flying Pikmin do look pretty cool, though. I won't lie.
Yeah, I want to see
Um,
what they do in battle. Like, there's got to like, does this go over like what their hang up is? Like, there's got to be some hang up. Like, you know what I mean? Like
They're
what is their
probably weaker.
weakness or I don't understand. Unless there's gonna be monsters that only eat flying guys or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because right, this whole video is like benefits. So I don't know what's wrong with them. It's weird.
I do love zooming in. Look at the box art. We're fooling you guys.
I wish it kept. I can't tell if that's made of clay. I don't know. It doesn't look like that cool clay freakiness that went on before. I love that stuff.
What
And
they
then
don't have
and
on
there
that
is a Nintendo
box.
Network logo on that, and we don't
Yeah.
know what that is.
the only thing I figure is like it's probably gonna be sharing the screenshots. Remember, because you can take those
Yeah.
those
Oh, yeah.
screenshots right away. I was like, that's what it's gonna be, and I wish it wasn't.
Probably.
I wish it was more.
All right, but that's enough for Pikmin 3, because Earthbound, holy shit.
Oh my god, it was crazy. I was freaking out at work.
Yeah,
I was at work
same
and I
here.
was like, you know what? Neil's gonna kill me if I don't get that Earthbound feature up today.
Yeah, I was
like,
about
gotta get
to.
it
I was
up.
about to bother you about that. Go read Earthbound and Down. Although I noticed that you did not use my quote, Dick.
Oh yeah. I was going for something. Yeah. I think it was like certain people. I don't know. Maybe I'll do something.
Yeah.
I feel
No,
bad.
no, it's fine.
Keep searching
it's
for
fine.
an excuse. You'll find one eventually.
Um,
But
But
when
yeah,
they showed
I
this, I
know.
was like, "Don't show this!" Like a part of me was like, "It don't people think that was really annoying to go and do that? To go and like plague the Miiverse in Japan with
Yeah.
like, bring it to America?" And they're like, "This worked!" So I'm like, "Oh my god, no!" Like I'm just, it just
I am-
turns me off.
I'm really excited to have a copy of this game because I did not own one.
I've never played it, so
Oh,
Yeah. It's a wonderful game. I really like it.
Um,
Although I do enjoy that even NWR's own Jonathan Metz is selling his copy. I guess trying to get the money while he still can, because this might be the kind of thing where, like, if this isn't coming out until December, I might be looking for a Super Nintendo copy because they're probably going to plummet in price.
I'm gonna keep mine. It's just physical. I'll get the
Yeah.
I'll get the digital one. I just don't like. I have so many. See, I have no foresight, and like I think like right before like the 3DS came out, I was like buying up so many old Game Boy games. Like I have no foresight of Virtual
Yeah.
Console or anything like that, and so I just bought like Mole Mania. I paid like pretty good money for some of these games, and it's like then they're like $5, and I'm like, what was I doing? But I like having it physically, like just in terms of even just the security of always being able to have it.
Yep. So now we're moving on to the Bill Trinan portion of the North American Nintendo Direct, and he's talking about Game and Wario right now. I know we got a release date, June 23rd. How do you
Which
guys?
is way later than I expected.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's better than the June 30th that was rumored, but it's still not really good.
Ugh, I thought it was. I remember going on about it being February. Like that February was this weird magic period for WarioWare games that they loved releasing them in.
Yeah,
But
I do
no.
love the way that he looks during this is pretty wonderful.
He has like a Tarantino kind of look to him.
But yeah, I mean, I'm excited to play this game, and it's looking like it's going to be like $40 in North America, so that's not that bad. Because there's enough interesting things in here that I'm excited to do it, and also, it's like I want to play something on my Wii U.
I'm
Virtual
just
Console probably ain't gonna last that long.
9V is like the reason to play every WarioWare game. Like,
I
they're amazing.
concur. I will routinely still play my Ambassador copy of WarioWare on GBA, my 3DS, just to play 9V games.
I remember on my GBA copy of that game, I went through and played every single one of the minigames in like the minigame only mode, where you like just play the same minigame over and over and over again to get like a star or something next to it. I did all of them. It was ridiculous. I feel like
But I'm still pumped for this game. Like, I don't know. I guess it does seem like the kind of filler that Nintendo will release, and WarioWare is definitely one of those titles. But usually it comes a lot sooner, so it doesn't. This thing isn't there. But this is coming so late, and it seems like it's supposed to be like, here's Nintendo's big release, and you're like, this is it.
This is their second quarter release.
Yeah, it's really crazy. But this farting thing was awesome. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like farting.
Yeah, farting's awesome.
Yep. And then they talk about Monster
this was
Hunter
really
Tri.
dull too. I was like, ooh, I thought they'd have something like special to announce, but it was
they're
like,
just showing it off more.
yeah, I can go watch some videos. I don't know, more like I'm always like, ooh, what's this notification gonna be? Is it the update? Is the update ready? And then
Nope.
it's like, no, there's Mario YouTube videos. No, that's not what I'm gonna do right now.
The update is out now, though, right?
Well, for Monster Hunter, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, yeah, I was talking about Wii U.
Oh, okay.
Just making some dumb joke. But yeah, this video made me just jealous the whole time. Like my character looks nothing like this. Oh my god, I have so much work to do. And Neil wants us to like organize a community night, and I'm like, oh my god, like it's just basically shame night for me. Like people were like, man, like haven't you been singing this game's praises? And I was like, yes, I do like it. I just haven't played too much of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a game that you need to sink so much time into it, and I really enjoyed the Wii version, but I don't have the time to play that game, and I don't want to just like play it for a few hours.
I'm nervous I'm going to go online and people are going to hate me and be like, what, let's just leave. I'm like, but this is a newbie thing. And they're like, yeah, but you're too new. So, yeah.
So now they're talking about Lego City 3DS, which currently Curtis Bonds is playing the final copy for review. The review should be up, I think, when the game goes live, so midnight Eastern time on Saturday night. And I know his first impressions were that the load times are even worse.
What?
Which is hard to imagine.
I can't believe that. That's crazy.
Yeah. It's like
the way he was describing it, I guess the whole city, whereas in the Wii U version, it's just one giant city. Here it's broken up into different neighborhoods. And he said each one has its own separate 1 to 2 minute load time. Which
oh my god. That's crazy.
Crazy. Yeah.
I used to be excited for like the fact that of Nintendo's involvement, but now I'm like, I don't even know how involved they were. Like that seems like something that they would not even let come out if those were the load times. But whatever. I'm selling my copy. I bought it and I'm like of the Wii U game, and I'm just like, forget it. Like, it just
I don't like it.
I really dug it.
I'm not digging it like I thought I would, but it's my first Lego game, and and I had this mission like super early on. I can even tell you, and you're like, that's within the first like 3 hours. And I think it's like some guy's like, oh man, I need to build this ferry. Go find a super brick. And I'm like, okay,
Oh
cool
yeah.
enough. And then like every super brick that I would scan would be like behind some sort of like barrier that I wouldn't be able to access.
Yeah,
It 'cause I
that's
don't have
probably
something.
one of my least favorite parts of the
Yeah,
game
and so I
because
had to walk like a day away to get a fucking super brick.
it's a dumb bottleneck.
It was really stupid, and I don't like seeing that. Like I'm like, this is how you made the game. Like with all these, I just felt it was like, I don't even know, Donkey Kong 64 or something, where I'm like, I have to go and get like, all this shit
Wait,
just to progress.
what the fuck was that swap note thing? I totally must have just skipped
Oh,
over
it's
that.
the
'cause
update
I
They're,
didn't
was-
they're
care.
sending out new stationery, I
Yeah,
think,
new
okay.
stationery.
for
Who
different
cares?
games.
If you play this game, you get new stationery.
I don't because I don't have swap note.
I think they just sent one out for Luigi's Mansion today.
Yeah, I heard about that on
Which-
the interwebs. And look at that Animal Crossing
Ugh.
3DS XL.
Nice. Man, and
Um,
like my XL is just like my Wii, where I'm like, what is this made out of? And it's so scratchy, and I have a carrying case. I don't understand it at all. So now I'm like, oh man. Remember a while ago, I was like, I think I lost my 3DS, guys. I was kind of like, well, I will get to buy a new one, and it won't look like dog shit. Oh man, and this thing is gorgeous.
What color did you get?
I got a blue one. I just find it just
Okay.
scratches too easy, but I got two
Oh, I have a
girls.
blue one. I have a
know
blue
I have
one as well.
scratches
and-
too on the inside
no
from
issue.
my daughter biting it as I'm playing it, my youngest. So it's like when you have kids, like stuff will not be clean. Every disc
Yeah.
that you put in your system, you'll have to wipe down. I promise you.
Oh, and how about this, man? The Oracle games. I've never played these. I'm extremely excited.
Yeah, they're gonna be
I-
awesome.
I don't know which one I played. I played one of them.
I bought Seasons because the whole thing was Seasons, so that people were like, "Oh, this is the more action one, and Ages is the more puzzle one." And now that I'm older, I'm like, "Oh, I want the more puzzle one."
Yeah,
But
I
they're
will.
both
I will
amazing.
get both, and I will play both. I'm very excited. I think I might be going on a big 2D Zelda kick in the March to that game that will be revealed in roughly 3 minutes.
This was and you're gonna really enjoy these games. It's really awesome. I hope that I am sure that there's impressions from the Japanese side of the site about
Yeah.
about like how the two will interact with one another. I'm sure it's a lot easier than
Yeah,
you know.
it is from what I
So
hear.
that's pretty awesome, and like they're both super great games. I think a problem that they have to really put across is that it's two different games because it was like the age of Pokemon, and it's like, oh, it's the same game, but I'll just get
Yeah.
this one. But it's like two different. It was crazy, and there was gonna be a third one. It was gonna be a remake of the first Legend of Zelda.
Yep. What was that? That was Time, right?
I don't even know what they. I think it was
Right,
like
season.
before they even came upon this like seasons and time thing. It was really weird. I read about the history not too long ago, and it was
Yeah.
really interesting.
Yeah, because that's the first flagship developed one, right?
Yep.
All right, so now Bill is talking about Japanese games that are coming over.
This was awesome.
And Bravely Default is coming to 3DS courtesy of Nintendo. It's
Yeah,
a Square
you gotta step
Enix
up.
RPG, but Nintendo's publishing it, which, I mean, that's what Iwata said a couple months ago, saying that they were going to work with Japanese companies and bring their games overseas. So this looks like one of them.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is 2014.
Yeah,
That's
which is a
bananas.
bummer. Because
It
this
is a
game
bum- and-
came out in 2012 in
Yeah.
Japan.
But whatever, I got enough to play. But it's still like, oh, I would like it to be 2013. But I'm so pumped for this game. It's unreal, and I'm
Yeah.
hoping I want to see what they do with like all the street passing and stuff, just because it's so much harder to get that done up here, and hopefully it's a lot more online stuff.
Well, that's some of what, and then we have the Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy is coming out in 2014, which, I mean,
oh yeah,
I wonder if Layton and Ace Attorney is a lock for the fall, because we've heard kind of Capcom say like, it's probably going to happen, but we haven't heard anything in a while. So who knows?
see, at this point now, I'm like, I would figure that like Ace Attorney 5 is going to be in the fall kind of thing. Like that's what Capcom would probably, because the date was announced for Japan today, right? It's like this summer, right? For
Yeah, I think so.
Ace Attorney 5. So I don't know. I much prefer Layton versus Ace Attorney just because of
Yeah.
Shu Takumi, right?
Yeah, Takumi, that was his game after Ghost Trick.
Oh,
So they're moving on to these guild titles, and I'm
Yeah.
most excited for this first one, the Starship
Oh, it
Damri.
seems so weird because it's just like it just throws you into the game and you have no idea. It
It
seems
just looks
so
like this
weird.
Perfect mix of horror and just adventure.
yeah.
because it's made by guys who are renowned like visual novelists
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
I was gonna. I wanted to talk with Neil and be like, "Hey Neil, I want to review some of these games, but I don't want to do the Starship one because it's a puzzle game and I'll get stuck, and it
Yeah.
looks scary, so I don't want to. Review.
yeah, and then Bugs vs Tanks is the Inafune game, which looks weird.
Oh, that's awesome.
But
I can't wait.
I
It looks
just really
weird
dig
because there's a
these.
lot of German stuff, and you're like,
Yeah,
oh, World War II.
yeah,
It
but you're
seems really
fighting
weird.
bugs.
I thought, yeah. So I'm really excited because he's got a lot to prove. So I really want to see what this game
Yeah,
can do. That he's
that's
like, it needs to
actually
appeal to America.
and he did Soul Sacrifice as well, which I'm downloading the demo as we speak.
Yeah, and this is
I
what I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, it looks so weird, but in a
Ugh.
good way. It's like a simulation game where it's like that Godzilla is real.
Yeah, and this is the guy that Ray Barnhold has that Kickstarter to go and
Yep.
interview, and that is a great idea because I had to do research on him for when I think I wrote something about this game, and I was like, I cannot find any information on this guy's games, so, but this game
Yep.
looks so good.
Yeah, so support Ray's Kickstarter if you're interested in hearing more about the guy who made that game. I just hope these are coming out soon, because they didn't
I
give a
think they're
release
going to be
date or
this summer.
anything. But yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if we hear about one coming out at the end of April. But more likely, it'll probably be, starting in May. We'll get one every couple weeks.
Yeah.
All right, and then we have Shin Megami Tensei 4, I believe is the next
Nice.
game to be announced. Yes, and that package looks fucking sweet.
Oh man, $50? Like that's a $50 package. I think there
Yeah.
was like a thread on NeoGAF that was like, is this the end? And that now every game's going to become
Now
a
it comes with a
premium
fucking
game?
strategy guide, an art book, a CD. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's coming out July 16th, like only like 2 months after the Japanese version, which is unheard of for a Mega 10 game.
Yeah.
Um,
It's pretty cool.
yeah, and we were talking about the Street Pass stuff earlier, but Atlas seems to be pretty good at allowing for other opportunities for using Street Pass in their games, using play coins in North America. But now
Look at
here's the
this
big one.
slug guy.
Yeah,
He knows he's got something cool to say.
yeah. He's like, look at me. I saved these for me.
I was like,
because-
I was like right away. I was like, oh, it's gonna be a Link to the Past remake, and I was like, cool. I haven't played it, so this will be my way to play it. And
Yeah.
now I know I have to play it for sure
Yep.
because we're getting the sequel.
Yeah, it's I believe in Japan it is literally called Link to the Past 2, or at least, the Japanese name for Link to the Past. In North America it's just the Legend of Zelda game. But
Do you think we're going to get a different name other than A Link to the Past here in America?
I don't know. I
I
wouldn't
think
be
so.
surprised.
I don't know.
either
I
way.
think just from like things like what was that most recent one that dropped the two? Oh, Luigi's Mansion and
Yeah.
there's something else, but like Yoshi's Island DS, how that became like Yoshi's Island DS really late in development. I think they're really weird about just numbers in general, not even just a
Yeah.
handheld sequel, but just a sequel having numbers in general.
Just,
They don't.
I
really
mean,
like
the
it.
way that this game uses 3D, the stuff with like the turning into a drawing on the wall, it just looks so good.
Yeah,
I really, really.
I dig
wanna
it.
play
I
this
think
game.
I think it's gorgeous. I don't really get this whole like I don't know, like cheap or something that people seem to be implying. I don't get that. I don't know where that's coming from.
Go. You owe it to yourself to go watch the trailer
Yeah.
on the 3DS. You can download it off the eShop,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it looks beautiful.
I'm really I think it looks gorgeous and like Link is like super cute. I think it looks like the youngest Link yet. Like it looks
Yeah.
like he's a baby. He's adorable. I love it. I really
All
like
right.
the
Link or
3D
Link
screen.
may have been younger.
Yeah. Well, that is it for the video. Thank you for listening / watching, and you can check out the rest of this stuff on Nintendo World Report.